Saying things people already know out loud is tight.
Avada Kedavra.
You park in front of your house, I park in front of my house.
But we're here to learn, so we'll move on.
What's up, everyone? It's Adam from FWCI. We're going to watch Pride and Prejudice today. How did this happen? Well, I launched a Patreon a couple of weeks ago to give early access to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a bunch of other TV show, movie reactions. It's also been a very useful tool for when something gets like ad limited and it has to wait for like 4 days before it can go live. I can at least share that on the Patreon now. But I created a tier that gave somebody a complete open request for any movie to watch. And the first ever Patreon request has been Pride and Prejudice from 2005. I've never seen this movie. I don't know anything about it. Is this the one where they say, "I do declare"? And I know there's a guy called Mr. Darcy, because this is a very famous movie. I've probably seen it referenced across all different stuff. I think Futurama might have done a reference to this movie, but outside of that, I don't know anything about this movie at all. Thank you for checking this one out, though. If you do want early access to future movie reactions, go to patreon.com/FWCI, as I mentioned before. Looking at the title, Pride and Prejudice, we've got a bunch of proud people that don't like a certain group of other people. Am I hitting the nail on the head with that one there? But we're gonna have a look at it. By the way, also, if you do like full-length reactions, this is something I'm just sort of like doing now since I got the Patreon started. Patreon is where you can find a full-length reaction to Pride and Prejudice. You need your own copy of the movie. You guys know the deal. Pride and Prejudice, 2005. Let's do it. This one's gonna be weird. This is gonna be a weird reaction. I don't know how I'm gonna go with this. I've never watched a movie of this genre. This is like a romance genre. Like, I know rom-coms, but this seems like it's a whole different thing. Shout out to Thomas in the Patreon for recommending this. He jumped in early on that high tier, and I'm very happy with his recommendation. Where are they running to? Having so much fun. Hey, that's a wolfhound. Hello, mate. Is he a major part of this movie? I hope so. Alright, so this is a very quaint little farm family community, whatever this is.
Mr. Bingley, right from the north. Really?
Oh, Mr. Bingley? Oh, and he's single? Alright, ladies, calm down.
Good heavens.
Oh.
People.
Is that President Snow I see? Or is it the curator from the Springfield Historic Museum or whatever?
That's preposterous. Now, get out!
Marrying whichever of the girls he chooses.
So will he come to the ball tomorrow, Papa?
Alright, so all these ladies are vying for this new eligible bachelor. Alright, I'm following so far. It's like 5 minutes in, and I'm following the story. Yes, good work, Adam. So they're his daughters, right? Why is that other lady calling him Mr. Bennett? Is she like just the housekeeper? It's quite the shindig they got going. Oh, that's the chick from Love Actually. The one that Rick Grimes was creeping on. She married Mordo. I remember her. Keira Knightley, that's her. Oh, is this our guy? Is this Mr. Eligible Bachelor Man?
He stays the whole winter. Stays for the just
Regiments. Oh, there's gonna be a whole lot of single dudes in town. Why? These girls are like obsessed with finding a man. Bingley looks like Ed Sheeran and Ron Weasley had a baby with Conan O'Brien. I don't know how that works. You do the math.
We are a long way from Grosvenor Square, are we not, Mr. Darcy?
Mr. Darcy looks troubled.
You're not handsome enough to tempt me. You'd better return to your partner and enjoy her smiles. You're wasting your time with me.
Wow, Mr. Darcy is a grumpy man. What is his problem? Look at this guy. He's just scowling from across the dance floor. Why did you come, Mr. Darcy? So that is Mrs. Bennett. Why do they call each other Mr. and Mrs.? What kind of upside down world is this? Why is his eyebrows so high and he looks like he's just coked out of his mind?
She was only 15. There was a gentleman so much in love with her that I was sure he would make her an offer, however.
And then he was arrested, and we've never seen him again? I hope so. It's a different time, I get it, but damn.
Oh, I still can't believe what he said about you.
Mr. Darcy. I'd more easily forgive his vanity had he not wounded mine.
She is hot for Mr. Darcy, by the way. I'm already picking up on the fact that she is frothing for a bit of the Darcy. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard somebody use the phrase frothing for a bit of the Darcy in a reaction to this movie before.
The way you carry on, anyone would think our girls look forward to a grand inheritance.
Ooh, they're the poor family? Oh, that's why they're like, let's get some financial security in our lives. Makes sense.
Accountable of him dining out, indeed.
Mama, the carriage for Jane.
Certainly not.
Okay. Should the old lady, Mrs. Bennet, doesn't like the power play of having dinner out in a restaurant? Is that what happened there?
Your skills in the art of matchmaking are positively occult.
I'm so sorry. How is my sister?
She's upstairs.
I'm very confused. I thought the blonde was going out for dinner with the Bingley. But isn't that Darcy?
6 inches deep in mud. She looked positively medieval.
She looked positively medieval.
It's a pleasure. Oh, I mean, it's, sorry, not a pleasure that she's ill, of course not. It's a pleasure that she's here.
That's Bingley, right? I feel like I watched this with the same kind of, like, lack of understanding that I would, like, a sci-fi movie. Like, I know what's happening, but a lot's happening really quick, and I'm not picking up on all of it. So, again, this is my absolute first time dipping my toe into this sort of genre ever, and I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty confused at times.
The word is indeed applied too liberally. I cannot boast of knowing more than half a dozen women in all my acquaintance that are truly accomplished. Are you so severe on your own sex?
I never saw such a woman. She would certainly be a fearsome thing to behold.
She got a bit of sass, is what I'm getting from that little exchange.
Secret affairs to discuss, or you are conscious that your figures appear to the greatest advantage by walking?
This guy.
My good opinion, once lost, is lost forever.
Darcy is brutal, man.
A Mrs. Bennet, a Miss Bennet, a Miss Bennet, and a Miss Bennet.
The whole family's here? So they're just renting a room in like a big palace thing? Is that what's going on?
We dine with 4 and 20 families of all shapes and sizes.
4 and 20? Like the meat pie brand? Are they eating 4 and 20 pies in this movie?
You could invite the militia. They're excellent company.
Oh, do hold a ball, Kitty.
Kitty, dial it back.
It would be better if conversation instead of dancing with the order of the
Is she going to end up with Mr. Darcy? She seems like a bit of a buzzkill. Oh! What was that little handhold? Is he like so angry that he did that on the way back? He's like, ugh. I held that peasant's hand. Jeeves, fetch me my soap dish.
I have reason to expect an addition to our family party.
His name is Mr. Collins. He's the dreaded cousin.
We got a Mr. Collins now? Jesus. We just got all these Mr. and Mrs. It's very confusing. Oh. That's an interesting way to introduce this guy. He's very evil, is what I'm getting. Look at him. Calm down, Mr. Collins.
I'm honoured to have as my patroness Lady Catherine de Bourgh. You've heard of her, I presume. My small rectory abuts her estate, Rosings Park.
What a sentence. My small rectory abuts her estate.
I always wish to give them as unstudied an air as possible.
Oh, believe me, no one would suspect your manners to be rehearsed.
The eldest Miss Bennet has captured my special attention.
Oh no. Don't go with this guy. Aren't they cousins? Didn't he start by saying which one of my cousins made this food? So Collins wanted the blonde and instead the mum's like, take Keira Knightley instead. Yeah? Yeah.
I can't be trusted. I have very poor taste in ribbons.
Only a man truly confident of himself would admit to that.
No, it's true.
What do your superiors do with you?
Lizzie is super flirtatious, by the way. with Darcy, with this guy.
Very beautiful.
She is. Look at her.
Darcy is just sitting there. Why is he so friggin' angry at everybody all the time? Oh, that was quite the exchange of looks there, everybody.
With Mr. Darcy.
Indeed, I've been connected with his family since infancy.
Well, goes deep, does it?
I must ask, Mr. Wickham, what is the manner of your disapproval of Mr. Darcy?
Yeah, I want to know this as well. What is the manner of your disapproval?
His father treated me like a second son. We were both with him the day he died.
Damn. What a coincidence, he happens to be here.
On the contrary, Wickham is twice the man Darcy is. Let us hope a rather more willing
Yeah, okay, Lizzie. You're just trying to make Darcy jealous. By the way, does Keira Knightley have infatuations with, like, really mean, twisted, messed up in the head dudes in all of her movies? Or is it just this one and Love Actually, when she liked Rick Grimes? You know, I can see why this movie's so popular. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen next, but Keira Knightley in this role, I feel like this is like one of those perfect casting choices. Every now and then, somebody gets cast in a role and it's like the planets align and everything is perfect. Run! Darcy's behind you! Oh, is he going to flank her? What's going on here? So Mr. Darcy is the Pride and the Prejudice. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Apparently he's been detained. Detained where?
What did he do? Oh, Christ, Collins, what are you doing?
Her ladyship included have complimented me on my lightness of foot.
Is it lightness of foot, huh? Alright, Collins, what do you got? He's so short as well. So this is what a Jane Austen undesirable character is like. Short, arrogant, boring, completely tone deaf.
Were it not for the presence in Netherfield of a certain gentleman.
Which is my primary object of the evening.
That gentleman barely warrants the name.
Collins, get the picture. What was I just saying? Tone deaf. This guy, he does not get it. And that is a mullet. I don't care what anyone says.
May I have the next dance, Miss Elizabeth?
You may.
What? Senor Darcy, what are you doing here?
It would be most inconvenient since I've sworn to loathe him for all eternity.
It would be most inconvenient since I swore to loathe him for all eternity. The lines that I do understand, they're good. So I can only imagine what somebody with a level of understanding of this era would be thinking watching this movie.
You were going to say something.
Why is Darcy so miserable? He was miserable before that other guy showed up. It's not about the little erector house or whatever it was.
Now we may remain silent.
Is Mr. Darcy like this? Is he looking for a woman to like push him around?
In fact, when you met us, we just had the pleasure of forming a new acquaintance.
I feel like filming this scene would have been a pain in the backside, man.
I hope to afford you more clarity in the future.
Oh, get a room already, you two. Wait a minute. What happened? Oh. I thought they were like by themselves for a second. Is that like how it felt? Is that what they're saying or something? Is that their love manifesting in like, you know, hallucinations? She looked very red in the cheeks, I must say. Is that anger or is that randiness?
Mr. Darcy?
Collins, run as quick as you can. Get the hell out of there, man. He nearly elbowed him in the face.
Of course, Caroline's a much better rider than I am. Of course.
Is Bingley useless? Is that what's going on? I feel like he's a bit useless. Which is fine, Bingley. You're pretty cashed up, it seems. So, it's not a big deal. Collins, oh, I don't know what advice to give you, dude. Lower your expectations, I guess. Get a haircut. What is with the mullet? nog? Is that what I just witnessed? Oh, who was the weird one down the end? One of the younger sisters. That dark-haired one. She's going to end up with Collins, I'm sure of it.
Everyone else to the drawing room. Mr. Bennett?
But
Now?
Bennett not liking this. Come on, Donald. You asshole. Can't believe you did that. Collins. Dude. I can't even give that an A for effort. That's like a C for effort, bro.
I singled you out as the companion of my future life.
No you didn't. You wanted the sister, you liar.
Such an alliance will surely suit everyone.
Okay, so he's not really that keen either.
Her of your modesty, economy, and other amiable qualities.
Sir, I am honoured by your proposal, but I regret that I must decline it.
I know ladies don't seek to seem too easy.
You could not make me happy, and I'm convinced I'm the last woman in the world who could make you happy. I am not the sort of female to torment a respectable man. Please understand me.
I feel like she is the kind of female to torment a respectable man. She's been tormenting Darcy half of this movie, and why are they laughing? Her. She's gonna end up with Collins. They're both weirdos.
You must come and make Lizzie marry Mr. Collins.
No, I'm not making her marry Collins. Have you seen this guy?
your mother insists on you marrying Mr.
Oh, Mr. Bennett. He's the only male in this family, isn't he?
Your mother will never see you again if you do not marry Mr. Collins, and I will never see you again if you do.
Good man. Well done, Papa. I mean, I get that they're in poverty and they're trying to find a way out, but man, this lady is way too frantic about that whole thing. I didn't see what that said. Bingley, what have you done? Oh. Is he leaving? Still don't understand the relationship with Bingley, Darcy, and Bingley's sister. In-laws or something, I'm guessing. What an interesting time in history this is, though. Like, this is so long ago, like, you know, it's not like the world has... everybody's fed and everybody's comfortable and everything like that, but the way these people live is so lavish and so over the top. It must have gone from, like, rags, people wearing rags all the time, to, like, people wearing gold buttons and stuff. Like, what was that period of time like?
Caroline sees that her brother is in love with you.
Oh,
Taking him off to persuade him
so
otherwise.
Bingley is just being stupid. Is that what's happening here? And now the blonde chick thinks that she doesn't have a chance with him.
You turned down Collins. You're free to go off and be jilted yourself.
Mr. Collins and I are engaged.
Oh, she took the bait. Ugh.
There is no earthly reason why I shouldn't be as happy with him as any other.
But he's ridiculous.
Oh, hush. I've been offered a comfortable home and protection. There's a lot to be thankful for.
There's a lot to be thankful for as well. But, oh, God, this was a messed up time.
So don't judge me, Lizzie. Don't you dare judge me.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging you at all. He is ridiculous, though. There's just a little montage of the seasons passing. Okay, interesting. She kind of looks like Winona Ryder, I think. Is that Titanic and Stranger Things lady? She kind of looks like her.
I would be happy to visit you at your earliest convenience.
Ooh, Wickham is about to get a visit from Lizzie, huh? But where's Darcy? Probably off scowling at somebody somewhere.
Oh, it's Lady Catherine. Come and see Lizzie.
So who is this Lady Catherine? She seems to hold quite a bit of power. What is the relationship with Lady Catherine and Collins? Because I feel like she stands over him. Oh my God, it's Judi Dench.
Kind of you to ask us to dine, Lady Catherine.
£300.
Oh, he lives here as well? Gosh, of course he does.
Miss Elizabeth, I'm a guest here.
Hang on, did Mr. Darcy Was Mr. Darcy in not another teen movie? Is he the poetry teacher? I recognize his voice from that. That's what's going on up here.
5 daughters brought up at home without a governess. I never heard such a thing. Your mother must have been quite a slave to your education.
Not at all, Lady Catherine.
Lady Catherine is disgusted by the fact everything she asks is just going nowhere.
It would hardly encourage sisterly affection.
Upon my word, you give your opinion very decidedly for so young a person.
Yeah, this is quite an interaction here.
Or better natural taste.
That was my stomach, by the way.
Come, come, Lizzie. Her ladyship demands it.
Collins, you are such an ass kisser. Look at that. Is she related to Mr. Darcy? Because they both have a decent scowl that they can use.
Well,
I'm well enough acquainted with you, Miss Elizabeth, to know that I cannot alarm you even should I wish it.
What was my friend like in Hertfordshire?
Who's this guy?
The first time I saw him at the assembly, he danced with nobody at all. Even though gentlemen were scarce and there was more than one young lady sitting down without a partner.
I knew nobody beyond my own party.
Oh, and nobody can be introduced in a ballroom.
I do not have the talent of conversing easily with people I have never met before.
Perhaps you should take your aunt's advice and practice.
She's sassy. She sassed him good there. He looked like he was gonna smack her in the back of the head with a vase or something. Just, I don't know why that's where my head went.
Mr. Darcy?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Darcy. Barging in here like Arthur Morgan? What's going on?
I'm afraid Mr. and Mrs. Collins have gone on business to the village.
Spit it out, Darcy. What is this?
I believe my aunt did a great deal to it when Mr. Collins first arrived.
Okay, thanks.
Shall I call for some tea?
No, thank you.
Darcy, what is in your heart right now, man? You look like you're having a bit of a existential crisis.
It's been a pleasure.
What was that? He's got the vapors, that's what's happened.
Can supply and which we cannot procure for ourselves. I have now principally in view those objects which are only...
Of course this is Collins, of course it is.
He saved the man from an imprudent marriage.
Who was the man?
Why is Darcy just look like he's sad?
Charles Bingley.
Oh.
Did Mr. Darcy give a reason for this interference?
Isn't that the sister's fella?
Her lack of fortune.
I think it was a family that was considered unsuitable.
Damn.
Miss Elizabeth.
Darcy.
I fought against my better judgment, my family's expectation, the inferiority of your birth, my rank.
I don't understand.
I love you.
I guess that's what Collins was saying in his little sermon there. They won't be affectionate, they may see you as an enemy, or whatever it was.
Do you think that anything might tempt me to accept the man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister? Do you deny it, Mr. Darcy?
You know what's funny? Darcy's friend is like, Darcy's a very loyal companion, and then, blah, reveals all of his deep, dark, secret acts.
I did it for his own good.
My sister hardly shows her true feelings to me.
Yeah, by the way, Darcy, you're not exactly good at showing your true feelings either, mate.
It was the lack of propriety shown by your mother, your 3 younger sisters, even on occasion your father.
Whoa, that's pretty critical, man. Is this the prejudice part?
Could you expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your circumstances?
And those are the words of a gentleman. From the first moment I met you, your arrogance...
They're being very open with each other right now, by the way. For the first time in this entire movie.
Forgive me, madam, for taking up so much of your time.
Thought they were gonna kiss. I think she did. I think he did. Come on. That was a pretty savage argument, though. He basically is like, you and your hot sister are okay, the rest of your family are shit, is what he was, pretty much what he was trying to say there. He's doing that thing where it looks like you're making out with someone. I remember that trick. Is this our boy? It is.
He demanded the value of the living which he was given, and which he gambled away within weeks.
Really?
At which point he declared passionate love for my sister, whom he tried to persuade to elope with him.
Do we ever get to meet Darcy's sister? Have we already met her? Maybe we have.
She was 15 years old.
It's always creepy. It's always creepy.
Let her stay in Brighton. But teach her own insignificance.
Oh my god.
If she does, you'd be obliged to lock her up for the rest of her life.
This took a turn, man.
Did he mention Mr. Bingley?
No, he did not.
Lizzie, you're keeping secrets now. I'm sure everybody in this movie keeps secrets literally 100% of the time. I feel like that was a currency back then. Speaking of secrets being a currency, Hunger Games Catching Fire. Reaction should be somewhere. Full length one on Patreon. Go check it out.
He's so what? He's so rich.
By heavens, Lizzie, what a snob you are.
These great men are never at home.
Oh, and now she's interested. She's like, oh, wait, I get to snoop around the grounds of his home while he's not there? Alright, let's do it. How did they mow their lawns back then? I'm sure the push mower came along at some point, but what about before then? These houses are so lavish, man. They're so lavish. What is that borderline smile on the face of that bust? I don't think so. That thing needs to be like...
Do you not think him a handsome man, miss?
Yes. Yes, I dare say he is.
Even old mate in the background is like, yes, yes. I would let Darcy do me up the arsey. I'm sorry that I could see that rhyme far out and I just went with it. He's frothing for the dust as well. So what, if he rocks up home now, is there just people in his house and his servant lady's like, oh yeah, they just wanted to have a look around. And he's like... Oh, this is the sister? The one we haven't met yet? Georgina? Is that her? Whoa! He would be like, what? What did I just see?
I'm very fond of walking.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Goodbye, Mr. Darcy.
That was painful to watch. What is up with Darcy's hands? They keep showing him, keep zooming in on him. He was like diddling with his coat. That doesn't sound right. He was just grabbing his coat a little bit.
We've just met Mr. Darcy. You didn't tell us that you'd seen him. He's asked us to dine with him tomorrow.
Oh, Darcy. All right, your move, Lizzie.
He particularly wants you to meet his sister.
Oh, wait, does she not realize that that was his sister? We've heard about her this whole entire friggin' movie, man. This was the first thing I thought.
My sister, Miss Georgiana.
My brother has told me so much about you. I feel as if we are friends already.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Darcy's chatty when he's at home, is he? Okay.
Do you play duets, Miss Elizabeth?
Only when forced.
Brother, you must force her.
Sit back down, Darcy. You're in for a long night. Oh, okay, we're back.
It's the most dreadful news.
Old man's dead.
Lydia has run away.
Oh no, Lydia's run away. Is Lydia the young one with the dark hair who's kind of a little bit odd? Or is she the one that was like crying and desperate to meet someone?
Who will take you now with a fallen sister?
Fallen sister? Really? That's how you refer to these people? Yes.
Lydia must know what this must be doing to my nerves.
Oh god, I hate the mum. I don't like her. She's so over the top.
Catch my breath.
It's in Uncle's writing.
I love that hat, by the way. You look like a town crier. Where's the fife?
Get out! You're banned from this historical society.
Lydia married. And at 15 too.
Ring the bell, Kitty.
No, Kitty, please don't ring the bell. That seems far too celebratory for this event.
When you have 5 daughters, Lizzie, tell me what else will occupy your thoughts, and then perhaps you will understand.
Yeah, the all-female family back in these times, limited options. But still, calm down, lady.
Then I bowed and smiled like an infant.
Oh, wait, that's this one? So she left Collins? That's what they mean by fallen sister. Okay, I understand.
Lucky he did come back, or I would have had to ask Mr. Darcy, but I don't really like Mr. Darcy.
Oh, I forgot.
What is going on?
Mr. Darcy's not half as high-mighty as he is sometimes.
Okay, she's she's having a good night at least, but why did he do that?
There's nothing so bad as parting with one's children. One seems so forlorn without them.
Oh, wow, this lady's so emotional. Oh my god.
Mrs. Nichols is ordering a haunch of pork.
A whole haunch?
Why he thinks we should be interested, I've no idea. Come along, girls. Let's go home at once, Mary.
She is doing a good job containing that insane energy that she possesses.
He's here. He's here. He's at the door. Mr. Bingley.
Mr. Bingley? Oh my goodness!
She's passed out on the couch with a plate of snacks on her stomach.
Mary!
Mr. Darcy.
Well done, ladies. You pulled it together well.
My Jane looks well. Does she not?
I get it, but stop trying to, like, pimp your daughters out, lady.
Most extraordinary.
Okay. What's up with Bingley, though? Like, why did he go there and then freak out?
I go in and
What are you trying to get to, man? Are you trying to propose now?
I'm sorry, though, that he came with Mr. Darcy. Don't say that. Why ever not? I've been so blind.
Yeah. Froth him for the Darcy.
But I would like to request the privilege of speaking to Miss Bennet.
Which one? Come on, Ed Weasley O'Brien. What do you got?
1,000 times, yes.
Good, so she was actually into him all along. She was just being shy. I hope. Let me know in the comments. Am I following along these love stories at all accurate? So much happens so quickly in this. Like, just verbally. All these different window shots is great, by the way.
He was totally ignorant of my being in town in the spring. How did he account for it? He thought me indifferent. Unfathomable.
Really? Unfathomable. I think if you try a little bit, you can fathom that, Lizzie.
Oh, Lizzie, if I could but see you so happy, if there was such another man for you. Perhaps Mr. Collins has a cousin.
No, please no.
Yes?
Lady Catherine.
Oh! A midnight visit from Lady Catherine? What the hell's this about?
The rest of your offspring, I presume. You have a very small garden, madam.
Could I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps, Your Lady?
Absolutely not. I need to speak to Miss Elizabeth Bennet alone.
All I can see right now is M from the James Bond movies.
A report of a most alarming nature has reached me that you intend to be united with my nephew, Mr. Darcy.
Oh. Hello, Prejudice. When did you get here?
You may ask a question which I may choose not to answer.
This is not to be borne. Has my nephew made you an offer of marriage?
Your ladyship has declared it to be impossible.
Let me be understood. This union has been planned since their infancy.
Stop doing that. Victorian times.
And will you promise never to enter into such an engagement?
I will not, and I certainly never shall.
Oh.
I must ask you to leave immediately.
Are you allowed to ask Lady Catherine to leave? Is that how this works?
Lizzie?
For once in your life, leave me alone!
My God, Lizzie, you have hidden everything from your family this entire movie. And you're like, leave me alone for once. They've left you alone. You get up to all sorts of crazy shit. Cavorting about with Mr. Darcy in the rain. By the way, I love how Lady Catherine shows up at their house in the middle of the night and says, "You have a very small yard, madam." Like, wow. Talk about Victorian times, like the ultimate, throwing of shade, I guess. This pathetic yard. Oh! Look at that scowl floating through the fog. That's some chest hair you got going on there, Darcy.
You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you.
Whoa, Darcy. Easy there, mate. I feel like your heart is about to jump out of your chest. Talking about being bewitched. That's a beautiful shot with that sunlight in the background. Magic hour. They get like 30 minutes a day, I believe, to shoot these kind of shots. So that's it. We're together now. Her Darcy thirst has been quenched. At least the old man didn't die in this movie. I was certain he was going to cark it at some point.
I thought you hated the man.
No, Papa.
No, Papa.
He's rich, to be sure.
She's frothing for the Darcy.
We all know him to be a proud, unpleasant sort of fellow.
You don't know him, Papa, if I told you what he was really like. What he's done.
Start telling people things, Lizzie. Please.
He and I are so similar. We're both so stubborn.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see it. Is this the first time he's actually seeing this kind of sincerity from her?
I heartily give my consent.
Good work, old man. Now, in a future life, you're going to be in this thing called the Hunger Games, right? You're going to have to dial it back because you're an evil, evil man in that.
If any young men come for Mary or Kitty, for heaven's sake, send them in. I'm quite at my leisure.
Yeah, your family just got a gigantic cash injection there, old man. I assumed you had some sort of terminal illness. You could have got that fixed, but you apparently are fully healthy. This is good. Alright, there's no after credits for this. Nick Fury doesn't show up and try and get Mr. Darcy to join the Avengers. Okay, what a wild movie. That was really well put together. I will admit, I struggled following along some of the logistical stuff of that. I don't really know much about this era in time, and there was a lot of just terminology and stuff that was happening really, really quick. They were just kind of rattling through a whole ton of information, and I was having a bit of trouble remembering who was who in the zoo throughout this movie. But the love story between Mr. Darcy and Lizzie, I totally understood all of that. Actually, I didn't, because he kept doing stuff with the sisters. The sisters' marriages kind of confused me a little bit. But I hope you still enjoyed my ignorance to this, because again, this is such a new experience for me, and I found it fascinating. I found it entertaining as well. The actual story, Darcy was so off-putting and so scowly and everything, and he had his whole redemption. I guess it's your typical love story in a way, but the world that they built this in and the characters they did, what was his name, Collins? That was a funny character. I actually enjoyed that character. Lady Catherine was very intimidating, man. Judi Dench, she's not to be trifled with. And yes, we're using the word trifle now because Pride and Prejudice. I didn't hear anybody declare anything, but now that I say that out loud, that sounds more like the Southern Belle, oh, I do declare, more so than, oh, hello, Mr. Darcy, would you mind coming in for dinner? We're about to have haggis with hog's meat. Mrs. Bennet was so frustrating, like, just her energy was so exhausting. She was so desperate and like, there was just something about that character that very well acted, very well written. I think it's a character that's supposed to kind of like get on your nerves a little bit. Maybe it's a character that's supposed to grate your cheese, as one Amy Santiago once said. But yeah, she was a little bit much. I feel like I can see how this would definitely be a book in terms of like learning more about all of these characters. And I feel like people that have read the book would have enjoyed this a hell of a lot more than me going in with absolutely no context of anything that's going on. I enjoyed Papa as well, of course, Donald Sutherland, great character as well. Whitaker, was that his name? I thought he was like a bad dude. Didn't he gamble away all of his money and then... Hang on. No, but that is the sister that was with Colin. I don't know. Clearly throughout this reaction, you've seen me miss things. Fill in the blanks for me in the comments, because I am curious to find out how the story went together. Because again, there was a lot of stuff I kind of didn't pick up on. But I hope you enjoyed this reaction to Pride and Prejudice. Thanks again to Thomas for the suggestion. I am sincerely thankful that you chose this movie, because one of the things I wanted to do on my reaction channel was watch stuff that I've got no business watching and stuff that I've got absolutely no context for. I hope you enjoyed my take on it. I hope you enjoyed my humor throughout. Some people in the comments sometimes get a little bit cranky because I'm kind of a happy, jokey kind of person, and some movies are a little bit more serious, but I'm really glad I got to share this reaction with you. If you want to see the full-length version of this, which enjoy that if you do see it. That's up on Patreon at patreon.com/FWCI. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube as well. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friend. Now I just sound like Moira from Schitt's Creek. Be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Fare thee well.